Debra Burlingame, thank you. She lost her brother on 9/11, 2001. You know, Debra, we've become friends over the years, and you have been such a strong, powerful voice against radicalism. You know, we're seeing the impact of believing something as naive as North Korea. If we bribe them, then they're going to stop their nuclear program. Then President Obama makes this idiotic deal with Iran. And I think back, and I think that you lost your brother that day. Are we really that stupid that we don't understand the mentality of evil in our time?
We're not that stupid, but we have a leadership, and I'm not confining that to politicians, but also the cultural leaders, the thought leaders in our country, the heads of Middle East Studies departments in colleges and universities, who are obsessed with, you know, something called hate speech and worrying about the other. And, you know, if we had those people running the show in World War II, we might have had quite a different outcome there. The way President Trump talked today about the enemy was very important to me, so important to me, and so refreshing to me that I sort of knuckled my into the rope line so I could thank him for simply saying that our loved ones were murdered that day. That is the first time I heard a president since 9/11 use the term murder. And I felt it was really important to thank him for that. And he actually said something interesting to me. He said, my people didn't want me to use that word. And I decided to say it anyway. And I said, well, I'm glad you did. And I got to tell you, Sean, I heard from 9/11 family members today. I hadn't spoken to them, and they said, did you hear he used the word murdered? Because it bothers us when we hear euphemisms like they were lost or they were taken from us. And when we see these mass casualty attacks, outrageous attacks in Nice, in Orlando, in London, in Brussels,
San Bernardino,
where they are targeting innocent civilians, children, and there's all this worry about using the wrong words to describe the killers who did it. It was refreshing to hear this today. And one of the things that, if I may say, I learned was reading one of the affidavits from Khalid Sheikh Mohammed that was taken from him and entered into evidence in the Moussaoui trial. He said that they absolutely planned a second wave of attacks, but were basically knocked on their heels. What they didn't imagine was the aggressive response by the American people, by the Americans. And that's what gets it done.
It was the right thing.
Yes.
Debra, I've gotten to know you over these years, and your voice, with all you've been through, has been extremely powerful over the years. My thoughts and prayers with you this day, too. Thank you for being with us and all the families.
I appreciate it so much. You have been a very good friend and a good friend of the American people.
Same with you. Thank you. Debra Burlingame.